All right, everybody. Cinephile Mike is here, and it is episode 7 of Oscar Rewind Season 2, my bi weekly series dropping every Tuesday and Friday, where I revisit the films that reflect the work of this past year's Oscar nominees and winners. I dig deep into those IMDb profiles, and my hope is that you will discover a new, older favorite, or maybe revisit something you haven't seen in a while. As always, I'll be discussing the Oscar connection, awards history for the respective film, the box office information, and the critical response. And as always, these reviews will be spoiler free. Before we jump in, do me a favor, click that subscribe button and like the video. You definitely want to be part of all the cinematic goodness that is going to be coming to you all season long on this channel. So, this week I'm going to be looking at 2 horror films as we are just over the halfway mark to Halloween. So I figured, why not? And they are still connected to those producers who were nominated for Best Picture this year. Throughout April, I will be discussing at least one producer from each Best Picture nominee that I haven't yet hit, and today I am discussing A24's The Witch. Written and directed by Robert Eggers, The Witch marked his feature film debut back in 2015 when it debuted at Sundance. Released in theaters in February of 2016, the film made $25,138,705 domestically, with an additional $15,285,240 internationally, for a worldwide total of $40,423,945 worldwide. Now, as per our critical source, Rotten Tomatoes, the film is certified fresh on both sides, but much higher with the critics, who, from a total of 337 reviews, show the film sitting with a 91% critical rating. On the popcorn meter, coming from over 25,000 audience reviews, the film sits with a 30% lower score of 61%, but still fresh. Award season wise, the film was nominated and won over 36 prizes with over 70 other nominations. Some of the highlights are 2 wins at the Independent Spirit Awards, where Robert Eggers won Best First Feature, which he shared with his fellow producers, one of which I will be getting to in a moment, and he also won Best First Screenplay. Lead performer Anya Taylor-Joy, in her first feature film role, would go on to win Breakthrough Actor at the Gotham Awards, where the film was also a nominee for the Audience Awards, and Eggers was nominated for the Breakthrough Director Award. Eggers won the Directing Award at Sundance, where the film was also a Grand Jury Prize nominee, and it was a nominee for Best Sci-Fi Horror Movie by the Critics' Choice Awards. So, why is this film here? Well, actually, several reasons, and I will reference them. But as for the theme month, it is for Rodrigo Teixeira. Teixeira received his first nomination this year for being one of the 2 producers on I'm Still Here, which was the Best International Feature winner and a Best Picture nominee at this year's Oscars. Additionally, Teixeira, while not a lead nominated producer, was a producer on previous Best Picture nominee Call Me By Your Name. He also served on Eggers' follow-up to The Witch, producing The Lighthouse. So we can also say that we have another connection in that Anya Taylor-Joy was featured in Best Picture nominee Dune Part 2 this year, as well as Eggers writing and directing the Oscar-nominated film this year, Nosferatu. So these connections are running a little rampant. So, The Witch. Cast away from their puritanical village over a debate about religious ideology in the 1630s, William, played by Ralph Ineson, and his family, wife Catherine, played by Kate Dickie, eldest teenage daughter Thomasin, played by Taylor-Joy, their preteen son Caleb, played by Harvey Scrimshaw, young twins Mercy and Jonas, played by Ellie Granger and Lucas Dawson respectively, and their newborn baby Samuel. Now, having been cast out, they build a new life for themselves in a large forest that seems to be bare of any other life. Now, one day, while playing peekaboo with Samuel, as Thomasin closes her eyes, she opens them to see that Samuel has gone missing. He runs into the forest, but sees nothing. This throws Catherine into despair, and things only get worse. Through a series of events, we will see this family turn on one another. First, the twins believe that Thomasin is a witch, claiming that Black Phillip, their family goat, played by Charlie the Goat, told them as much. Now, of course, this raises suspicions as to why the twins can claim to be speaking with animals. Then Caleb will go missing, and when the family is all distraught at losing another child, he will come back, but will not be the same as when he left. Everyone begins pointing the finger at one another and believes that witchcraft is at the front and center, but Unsure of who is destroying the family from within, William will take drastic measures that will have a lasting impact on all of them. All of this is to say nothing of the odd woman who makes random different appearances throughout the film. Look, I enjoyed rewatching this film. Eggers proved to be a powerhouse of a subdued, horrific storytelling right from the jump in this first feature film. Choosing to shoot the film only in natural settings, in real sets that were lit either by the natural light or the candles, gives the film a truly authentic feel of that puritanical era that he was depicting. A postscript in the film says that this film was inspired by many folk tales, fairy tales, and written accounts of historical witchcraft, including journals, diaries, and court records. And the postscript also tells us that much of the dialogue comes directly from these period sources. As a result of this, the film works and often leaves much of the action to our imagination. We don't always see everything that we're, afeared of and witnessing. He masterfully balances the visuals of certain things being seen on screen, and, some of those darkest horrors that are happening off screen. Again, more terrifying than some of the things we do see, which is thanks to fantastic performances by everyone in this cast, even the young children who I thought would maybe prove to be an annoyance, but were anything but. And also, a haunting and subdued soundtrack by the film's composer, Mark Corvin. Corvin's simplistic melodies helped, keep the action very much off kilter. Given that Eggers was going for as much naturalism as possible, this was spectacularly achieved by the simplistic, drab-colored but wonderfully executed costumes by Linda Muir, who, incidentally, and here's another Oscar connection this year, she earned her first nomination for designing the costumes for Nosferatu, as well as Craig Lathrop's wonderful production design. And here's the other. He also received his first nomination this year for Nosferatu. The home of William's family is as ominous and simple as the costumes are. And I mean this not in a negative, like simplistic manner, but in the best possible way to evoke the period of this film, which makes the events that we see all the more disturbing. Um, right, I haven't talked a lot about the performances, but I mean, I said they were good, and yes, they are all strong. But really, you have to highlight Taylor Joy. She has become a powerhouse of late. This was her first film, and you can tell from the start that she is a star in the making. She runs the gamut of emotions from moment one and does not let us go. Those large, emotive eyes are pained as she sees everything going on with her family and does what she can to make things right. Also, in just as powerful a performance, Kate Dickie, as the matriarch of the family, has some moments to shine in her torment as her family begins to fall apart. In all, The Witch provided us a wonderful new filmmaker who, having worked for years prior as a production designer, not only knows how to make a film look but feel. And while he has only directed 4 feature films in total, from The Witch to The Lighthouse to The Northman to now Nosferatu, Eggers is the one to watch. I get excited every time I hear a new film is coming from him. This must have been what made Texiera sign on to this film back in the day. He probably knew there was something special to watch, and this slow burn horror gem is definitely that. For me, The Witch is a powerful, well made 4-star film and one of the stronger entries of the last decade or so when you look at debut feature filmmakers. Now, if you would like to watch The Witch as of this recording and posting, the film is only available for digital rental or purchase on most platforms. There's no streaming information at this time. Yes, A24 has an agreement with Max, but this film is not streaming there. So, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Oscar Rewind. If so, please, again, make sure you click that subscribe button, like the video, share the video, get more into the conversation. As always, you can follow me, Cinephile Mike, on all social media platforms and on Letterboxd, and find lots of great additional cinematic goodness on my website, cinephilemike.com. All right, until next time, everyone, this is Cinephile Mike saying take a break and watch something new.